Looks like the desk has been cleared off.
The plant is gone, yes.
Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon.
Oh, wait, there's the plant. Shredded jade plant. Flawless foliage. The flawless foliage hath fallen. Even the very best can't make it in this city. It's just plants, Turing. Can't fix it, no use trying. It's in the big greenhouse in the sky now. Oh, the IK-47 is smashed. Don't touch it, it's still evidence, and there's no putting it back together. Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this. What do you mean? What are you hating on a ROM like that for? Racist Turing? ROM racist? Audio receptors are one of its more visibly damaged parts. Can you scan this human revolution? Just kick it while it's powered down, why don't you?
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files.
I guess you can do it without needing to
keep
physically
your
interface.
fingerprints off of the keyboard.
Yes.
Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe. The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life.
Not a big fan of those type of
But
things.
ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the Augmented Eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to.
Okay, that seems like a lead. Glad to see that they did not mess up the games. You ignore the murder evidence and thumb through the cartridges. A mint condition Super Indy Karts Jr.? Holy shit! This game looks suitable if you're craving both high-speed racing action and watermelons. And here you are, peeking at the video games after you've been told repeatedly to get what you need and hurry out of the place. Absolutely. Can I take the Super Family Link? It's not plugged into the monitor and you're no. Who gives a crap about the likely murder of a woman? Let's use this opportunity to thumb through her hella rad Superfam collection. Already on it. When's the last time you saw a copy of Crosscode? This is a video game about being a person in a video game, in a sense. Nice. Hello to the YouTube watchers. I'm currently up to... No, it said 4 for a moment, and now we're back down to 2. Twitch jumped up to 3 earlier, and now I'm back down to 1 again. It's a very quiet morning this morning. I feel genuinely inspired. One of the bland office paintings. Blah, blah, blah. Windows. Let's look at the broken one.
My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window.
So she got thrown.
Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
You're saying no one else was in here?
It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
Son of a...
Yeah! It's been like 3 weeks since we saw Lexi.
I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
We've been getting ourselves a whole ton of information and leads and conspiracies and all kinds of crap that we wouldn't have done if we hadn't disobeyed you. Lay off. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't think she will respect a misunderstanding. She might respect standing up to her.
Oh yeah. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't drag you in for questioning right now.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine.
So, fuck, I just half zoned out for a thing. Turing said, did Turing just say that we had a lead to talk to her and then came here and never got to talk to her? Like, we got here for the meeting and it was destroyed? Or did she say we talked to her first, got a lead, and then this happened?
Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Does not care.
Ooh.
Yes, okay. So Turing did say that. I didn't think she'd buy it. She wouldn't have for me. Why did you lie?
Because it's better this way. We are chasing smoke trails. You think she would assist such an unlikely investigation?
Okay. This is a good point.
I do not need you to infer upon my motivations or highlight my duplicity.
No, I'm gonna, though.
Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out?
Absolutely, I thought
Little
that.
time for fooling about, and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too.
Okay.
Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time my dishonesty bought us. I have highlighted the main Neo-SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map.
Sure. Sounds good.
Let's go.
But first, I need to inspect all the ROMs. A few ED64 and 72 units have arrived on the scene to set up a perimeter. They've successfully cordoned off the area. Looks like they aren't allowing anyone in. And this is a cop car, awkwardly parked by the office building. Don't mess with official law enforcement property. Step away from the vehicle. This isn't your fight, Citizen Kubats. Don't tell me what my fight is. I want to be here. Stand on the front lines. Alright, to the map. Now we need to go down to TMI Entertainment.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start.
Pity for me? You've got a little bit. You got a little bit of pity. I'm usually the one that's supposed to be a dick to you. When you be a dick back to me for an honest question, feels a little bit off. Also, I just want to shout out to that name, that reference and clever name. It's got to be a tweak on TMZ, but TMI is also a common use for too much information. Too much information entertainment. We're giving you the stories that you probably don't want to hear because it's TMI. Good work. Good work, mid-boss.
I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
Do you know anything about TMI?
Honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes?
Yeah, but you can do it, like, I would have to go up and look at it and, like, scroll through things with my ARM computer. You can just scan it with your head and get info in, like, half a second.
I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual searches you might feel like making. We hardly have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own.
You just, yeah, thank you. So now you decide to shut up? Or, I'm sorry, you do a good job of making it concise.
Fair enough. If you think it will save time, I can continue to rattle off these facts when
Yeah.
I just ask that you keep your queries to a minimum. We don't have a whole lot of time. Let me pull up the information you requested.
Oh, that derp face. What can you tell me about TMI Entertainment?
TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today.
That's a less clever
They
name.
did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now. Pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to.
Okay, well, I got that. That's a certain amount of respectableness. If you just want to make regular fluff entertainment, I mean, I'm sure it's still annoying as sin, but at least it's not malicious.
As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit.
I'm happy for that. Something positive and entertaining to some just finds a way to flourish naturally. What do you know about Charlie Nova?
Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality.
Okay, so let me see if I can put together the info that we learned back there. Charlie Nova, on-air personality, he wrote some articles for the iPlace that was like criticisms of the human revolution for gunking up parking. I think this is the same guy. And then his articles were being turned into the vicious attacks. I think.
He's gotten
me.
consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it.
Yeah, the good-natured
The
pompousness.
chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with.
Yeah, that.
He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them.
That's kind of a cold way looking at it.
Oh, and also, according to this
God, I'm
blog,
sorry about my throat.
Charlie's hair is flawless.
Thanks for that critical information. I'll make sure to compliment him on it. It'll probably get me more points than you would assume. Receptionist has bunny ears. I thought that might have been a hat or a chair. Nope, she's actually one of them Geno-modified ones with animal parts. A short, scruffy plant sits squarely to the side of the desk. You know, now that I think about it, how would that affect your actual senses? If your regular, like, human-made ears, specifically in the ears, because this is the example that we have, got replaced, or you were tweaked to have different hearing structures, that would have to actually change the way you sense the world, right? And how would your brain handle going from growing up with a regular, like, sense of the way the world works to suddenly having to change the way of it? I imagine it might be something like going blind? Because you basically just have to learn, but that's losing a sense instead of changing the way it works. Suddenly going colorblind? I don't know, man. It's a really weird thing to try to just, like, speculate and put together. Back to the plant. Plant dodges your touch. Word about you is spreading. You wind back and give the plant a high five, each strand lining up with your fingers. The receptionist recoiled. Listen to your body. Talk to plants. Ignore people.
I'm right here.
I know. I'm gonna get to you in a second. You already seem really shy and cute, though. Pour that super spoiled milk on that plant. That's one way to create a news story. Don't take out your floundering journalism career on TMI's receptionist. Aim higher. A logo for TMI Entertainment, basic but sleek. Too cheap to steal, too expensive to replace. Sign is full of itself and won't talk to you unless you're a celebrity. Maybe there is such thing as too much information. The human revolution could use some more good press, but it doesn't seem like they're making friends with the mainstream news right now. Table. Small industrial end table. Cute color. Nice purple table. I could deal with a purple table. It's welded to the floor, so it must be important. Plant in the corner is supported by a few stakes that are stuck to the middle of the planter. We can't take it. It's too young to go through that much change. Can plants really, like, sense that? This plant is clearly young. You should encourage it. With some propaganda. Shrubbery has no interest in your pro-human propaganda. Stay in school. Eat your greens? Glass door offers a clear view of the OK Today set and the production floor. The TMI logo has been embedded into the side of the door like a watermark. Custom made, probably. This place does seem pretty good looking.
Excuse me? What are you doing?
I am trying to barge into your office so I can talk to your biggest star without an appointment. Duh. Can't open it with your hands, so why not try commanding it open? Well, maybe that's not a terrible idea. A lot of people here are controlled by the press. That's your ID card, not an employee badge. All right, look at a hybrid receptionist, bobs on her heels. She's either had a long day standing or is just fidgety. Probably fidgety. This is a stance that someone takes when they're fidgety. I know this firsthand. Her nervous tapping is almost in rhythm with the sound of her clicking heels. Use. I know you're used to computers being your only coworkers, but with humans, you have to speak to them if you want them to do something. Though, I wouldn't blame you for a tap on the shoulder. She seems easily distracted. Have some milk.
We have our own milk here. It's good. And coffee.
She's cute. Try again.
What's that smell?
Can I business card her? No. Try again. She seems to be getting more stressed with the card. Or confused? 4 different versions of I gotta know. 5. Do you just really not want to talk about Fairlight? No, it finally looped over. See, this brochure, this makes me, because a couple weeks ago we got an option with the gun to actually fire it at something, which made me kind of concerned that I could waste ammo or really break something and affect the game. And I think by showing Jess one thing, we kind of changed her actual opinion of us. It wasn't just flavor text. So these make me worry about actually showing people this Human Revolution brochure. Particularly, again, I could have shown it to Jess just to see how much she hated me for it, but I worry that might have affected the game. This receptionist is also a hybrid. I'm gonna do it. That's no way to make friends with a hybrid. Okay, good. It just stopped me.
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
So light-voiced. No. We need to talk to whomever's in charge. Charlie Nova, I have a story I'm about to break, and I wanted to offer TMI an opportunity to comment using them journalistic skills.
Oh, I guess I should send you to Sympathy then? Oh, she'd be pretty mad if someone ran something without her getting a chance to comment. Go ahead and talk to her. She's on the other side of the room. Don't bother the talent, though. She hates that.
Okay. So we're in now. Newsroom employee, newsroom assistant. More things to look at and poke. You aren't in the right union to operate these inactive cameras. Cameras rest in their rigs. Inactive. I think it would be fun to be on TV, but I would need a good script. I'd probably say something silly otherwise. I think having a script would make it even harder to recite, to me personally, but I've said this before, I have a stutter. When I have to try to think or remember things and recite, I get even worse than just blambling off the cuff. You're not sure you want to be the public spokesperson for that group just yet. Versus, GX specifically said these headphones weren't ideal for heavy production work. You said the same in your own review. Yeah, but maybe I want to test them out. Field test. Freelance suicide to be caught going against yourself like this. So can I keep going? I can. This is talent. That must be Charlie Nova. Stern looking. That must be the person we need to talk to. That's gotta be Nova. He's got the hair and he's a talent show host. It's TMI's lead cinematographer, at least he seems like one. He's got cool hair. Not really. He's got cool glasses. Have some milk.
Probably not for me, buddy. But you go ahead. I'm trying to cut out dairy.
Not good enough. Gun? Don't zap the camera guy. People will think there's an earthquake. I already did that. Talk to the cinematographer.
Hey, you, over here, now.
That's who I actually got to talk to.
What are you doing bothering my people?
I am trying to gather information.
I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear, that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes.
You have got some really obnoxious looking glasses, though.
At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Are you sympathy? Nina said we should speak to you. Okay.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
I need things.
We've been given a
Shit.
lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution.
Okay, I guess you can just spill all the info.
We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about.
I can
Of
stick her
course
on
I
you.
know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta. The clicks basically farm themselves.
We're willing to trade info for you. I'm willing to break the story under TMI's banner. Or say that to Zin. Okay, shit. I think Zin said don't drop her name. But she could also be dead. I guess I don't personally care what banner I'm under. Yeah, break the story under TMI's banner. Excuse me.
I'm not hiring, kid. I admire your spirit, but I've got people putting in lots of hours on this one. You're not getting the credit because you think you have a hot lead. Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scraps.
Shit. Kinda good. Kind of a good point.
Not interested. I already have a pretty decent idea of where to look next. And if that doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies.
Am I gonna have to drop Zin's name?
I'll figure this one out on my own, without some newbie mucking things up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop Zin's name. Say that to Zin.
Zin? Augmented eyes Zin? What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window.
Right, okay, that was gonna be kind of an important thing to drop.
We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie.
yeah, you convinced yet? Are you convinced yet?
If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit, we're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown. Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out. and figure this out on my own.
All right, I'll do what I
Now
can.
get on it. I need to make some calls.
So your sympathy, this has got to be Charlie. Okay, this seems like a pretty good place. I'm not gonna quit just yet, but I do want to get a little bit of a refill on my water and post another promo in my Discord. So, Burb.